Hello world, and welcome to the vlog. This is a space where you and I get to ask some deep questions about life and hopefully come up with the courage to give some honest answers that'll help us to reinvent ourselves. In my last video I was talking about progress, and it got me thinking about how much we like to measure things. This must be a peaceful place because there's a lot of babies that have gone through here to leave their pacifiers behind. I'm still shooting without a mic, so I try to pick the quietest neighborhoods, and they don't end up very quiet. All these cars driving around, so let me get back to the office. We live in a world today where some of the most important concepts of our everyday life are so poorly defined that we are constantly forced to have to put a quantitative tag on some of these ideas that are not meant to be measured. I talked about progress in my previous video, you can check that out, but also success, love, and even God. There seems to be this unspoken rule of thumb in society these days. Since we no longer accept absolutes, we don't believe in any one definition of anything. Nothing's clear these days. Everybody wants to be politically correct. We kind of have to put a number on whatever we are, on whatever we believe. So anything could be sort of good and sort of bad. We're all half pregnant. And I guess that kind of works, at least while you're on the surface. But if you dig deeper, just a little bit, you will quickly find out that nobody agrees on anything because everybody's got their own version of whatever they believe. Nobody really knows what they believe because, hey, we're not supposed to ask questions like that. Now, I don't believe that we should all think exactly the same, but I do believe that having clear definitions and the right definitions about the most important things in life would help us as a society to progress together and to make up our mind. And in the meantime, while the world is going crazy with their double standards and their immoral judgment, I think it's time for you and I to reinvent something in our lives. It's time for us to challenge the way that we measure unmeasurables. I don't know if you can tell, but that's a unicorn. At least my version of the unicorn. You see, we treat a lot of the ideas, a lot of concepts in this world like a mythical creature. We assign different characteristics to it until it changes completely from what we started out with. We keep adding things and taking things away from concepts until they mutate into something completely different, but we still call it the same thing. Yet it's not the same. Success is not what it used to be. Love today is not what it used to be 60 years ago. This happens all the time, and on different levels too, as a society and as individuals. So we look at different aspects of a concept and we treat it as if they were levers to adjust according to our preference. So we look at God and we're like, yeah, he's asking way too much, so I gotta tone this down. I'm gonna put a measure on this where I kind of feel like it has to be. You have to love your neighbor? Yeah, this is going way down. Here, he's gonna bless me? Yeah, I'm gonna put that one way up. Here, he says that I should be free? Well, let me look at freedom and start changing those levers around. Instead of measuring concepts, we need to ask ourselves a couple of very important questions. Do I, as my life is now, can I fit into this concept? Without adjusting levers, without changing preferences, can I say that I am where I need to be? And question number two, what do I need to change so I can become that? Again, like I talked in my video about progress, it's not about how much we do, it's about being constant with it. Hey, if you're new to this channel, I hope that this video can do something for you. I hope that it can motivate you to move forward and to reinvent something in your life. There's a couple of buttons down below this video for you to click. One's a big red button for you to subscribe. The other one's a smaller but not less significant bell notification for you to be notified when a new video comes up. So if you click those two, you'll make a lot of people really happy.